Are you ready to scale your business in a way that's aligned with your soul and profitable? I'm Casey Rossi, a business and leadership coach. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 30 years and love business. I help conscious leaders increase their impact and optimize their lives. Join me each week for tips and deep conversations on cultivating confidence, increasing your visibility, elevating your vibration, and leading with purpose without burning out. Let's go. Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in. I know there are a slew of options when it comes to what you choose to listen to, and I appreciate you taking the time to join me here. Today, we're going to be talking about ways to increase our impact and income. As entrepreneurs, it's easy to think it's all about needing another strategy, ad campaign, PR connection, what have you. We are bombarded with marketing, highlighting one proven system and framework after another. There is a blueprint, a step-by-step plan for pretty much every business method out there. And each one sounds better than the next. These tactics definitely have the power to hook you into believing if you just get one more course, plan, or program, that it could be the missing link to you hitting your 6 or 7-figure operation. So the craftier the marketing, the easier it is to get sucked into believing that you need their thing. Believe me, I've been there. But here's the problem. If we continuously look outside for the answers, we will never truly be in alignment with ourselves and our business. Now, there is absolutely a time and a place for systems and structure when it comes to growing your business. But I'm talking about fully relying on external advice versus leaning into your own divine internal wisdom. When you think about it, what's underneath all the formulas, all the automation and the spreadsheets? What's really going to light up the grid, so to speak, and fill your client roster? The answer, my friend, is gold, and it's really where my current interest lies, and it's often overlooked. So, do you want to learn the secret to pulling in more aligned clients, which in turn will lead to profitability and flow? All right, I thought you did, so let's go. It begins and ends with energy, our energy. Now, for some listeners, they may be nodding their heads in agreement thinking, yes, Casey, I am right there with you. Energy is the key that unlocks it all. And for those that are newer to this concept, you may be like, sounds a little airy-fairy, and no worries, stick around and have a listen to the end and then decide. For years of my 30-year entrepreneurial journey, I was on a course carousel. You've probably heard me talking about this. I took one certification after another, searching for the right combination that was going to unlock my success. I put in hours and hours of work, followed the digital marketing gurus online, and tried to put all the step-by-step plans into action. And it worked to some extent. I achieved financial success. But as I go deeper and combine business with spirituality more and more, what's rising to the surface is so much more beautiful and complex. The power of energy and energy alignment is begging to be looked at, and really not just me. I'm not the only one experiencing this. Maybe you can relate to this as well. What I'm finding are more entrepreneurs, especially women, are being called to serve in a greater capacity. So the feminine rising seems like it put out a call to light workers around the world, and we're getting the message that it's time to shift, to conduct business. So I'm going to say business in air quotes here, to conduct business in a different way, in a way that has the power to change the world. That sounds like a really big statement, but there's so much truth to it. And it really starts by using our platforms to shine a light on big topics, maybe topics that were once looked at as taboo, witchy, or even hogwash. Science is now backing up that we are energetic beings. quantum physics shows that mass and energy are interchangeable, that mass is merely a manifestation of energy. And this means that everything, including human beings, that we're simply energy stored in mass particle form. Isn't that mind-blowing? In that every thought, word, and deed have their own energy field around them. You've probably noticed that children and pets have this innate sense of knowing when they come in contact with a new person, like, are they going to pass the test or not? They just kind of immediately know. They are picking up on their energy field and can easily do so because they don't have as many mental layers as we as adults do that we've gathered over time. One thing to keep in mind that I think is very powerful when we're kind of even visualizing this is energy is motion, right? It is not still. It has a vibration, its own pulse, if you will. And once you start to tune in, you can sense other people's vital life force, and you're going to start to be able to sense your own as well. In fact, maybe when you pause here, someone's already coming to mind. Someone that is totally on, clear, strong, and has a grounded sense of tranquility. I followed the Garth Fagan Dance Company out of Rochester, New York since 1990. And when I think about noticing life force, one of their original dancers comes to mind. He is so tuned in and strong. There is something especially interesting because all of the dancers are fit and fluid, but there is something uniquely special about this one in particular. It's a higher vibration and a strong core of being tapped into something bigger than movement or even the physical. All right, now back to you. How tuned in are you to your own energy? What vibe do you think you emit? Do you radiate an energy that attracts others, that others would want to be in and around? These are just a couple of powerful self-inquiry questions that I invite you to think about or even journal out. Now, if your answers are less than stellar, and in my opinion, there is always room for improvement, there are several ways that we can elevate our vibration. In fact, I'm a fan of doing multiple each and every day to ensure that I am moving towards peak energy alignment. Remember, it is always about progress, not perfection, that we're striving for. So just be super open and gentle and evoke some self-grace here as you dive deeper in. All right, so we have the power to adjust and lift our vibration. There are things we can do physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually that can help us feel better. So let's jump into a couple of physical ways that we can change our state. First off, in order to match flow and energy in general, we have to move. This episode is brought to you by Know Thyself and Lead, my free mini training that unlocks the top 3 secrets that you need to joyfully thrive. You'll learn the #1 way to fuel action so that you're never stuck or procrastinate again. You'll crack the code and unveil your specific aligned purpose for more flow and ease. And you'll discover the way to propel you further, faster. You can binge watch all 3 trainings at once or at your leisure. Either way, you'll want to sign up and dive right in. Access Know Thyself and Lead at kcrossi.com/lead. That's kcrossi.com/lead. Now, please enjoy the show. Stagnation breeds procrastination, restriction, constriction, and a general sense of blah. And I think too, because so many of us are working from home, we have to be especially mindful and do little tricks or put timers on that remind us to get up behind the box. I know that this is something that I have to be so very just aware of, and I have to just continuously remind myself because I can definitely plump over my keyboard and have hours go by and then be like, wait a second, what just happened here? I just lost a half a day before I even got up and moved. So if this is you, you're not alone. It's just a matter of shining a flashlight on this stagnation And we want to move away from those qualities of restriction and constriction and being humped over our desk and move towards fluidity. So that fluid state where we can kind of like move our neck around, move our shoulders without all those creaks and cracks and pops, because we have circulation and blood flow and really delicious fluidity. I like to visualize it and think of it as a flowing river, rippling downstream in an easy, playful, and gentle manner, moving gracefully around any obstructions or obstacles that come up on the path. And we know they're going to be there. We're not naive to think that it's going to be one straight trajectory of ease. But the thing is, how can we move gracefully around those things that are going to come up on our path and in our day? So a couple things that you can do in this physical category: you can dance. I've been doing a program called Body Groove in the mornings, and it's absolutely fabulous. I'll definitely put the link in the show notes if you want to check it out. It really gives you an opportunity to tap into your own unique creativity and just move, and move in a way that feels good to you. I've been a longtime fan of yoga. You can absolutely plug into yoga. There's some beautiful apps. I know Yoga with Adriene has a tremendous amount of followers on YouTube. She's got a really sweet presence. So that's another tip. But even your own stretching, even your own moving of your joints, going outside and walking in nature or doing some qigong, those are just a couple of options. And then actually even getting a massage and having someone else move our bodies can increase flow and stimulate a balanced state. Again, I'm a fan of doing a combination. I'm a fan of continually harnessing our mind to help our physical body. So there's these creative ways, and we're constantly sharpening our mind and not falling into paths of conformity or getting too used to any one physical thing. So definitely mix it up. Now, speaking of mental, you can do a few rounds of affirmations when we're in this category. I am statements. Maybe you've done these before, but anything that follows those two simple words, I am, get embedded into our subconscious in a very, very powerful way. So whatever is resonating with you, and be open to mixing them up from time to time. You can start with, I am worthy. I am lovable. I am a powerful force. I am beauty. I am grace. I am embodied wisdom. I am joy. I am peace. I am a radiant light worker. Just let whatever is in you flow out, and you can just kind of run through these beautiful and powerful I am statements for even a couple minutes when you start your day or when you take that computer break from sitting. You can say it out loud. You can record it on your smartphone and play it back, because listening to those I am statements in our own voice, unbelievable, off the charts. And you can also write it down if you're more of a kinesthetic learner. So whatever works for you. Practice this, my friend, and I guarantee that you will start to feel better, and others will start to notice your positive changes as well. So into the emotional category, our emotions carry a huge amount of vibratory frequency. When you're sad, it not only shows, but living things can feel your vibration. It may feel heavy or dark or sticky. On the flip side, when you're happy and you're experiencing gratitude, your energy field will radiate qualities that emulate positive and joyful tones. Now, the cool part is we can stimulate our emotional state by participating in things like gratitude journaling or spontaneous laughter. There have been studies that show our brain doesn't register the difference between genuine laughter, say from a funny joke, or stimulated laughter. Isn't that cool? So it's actually still triggers that same biological response that releases those feel-good hormones. And when we feel good, we radiate positive energy. So take advantage of that. And of course, on the spiritual side, you already know that meditation is my favorite way to change states. I can go from exhausted and deflated to grounded and elated after just a 30-minute meditation. So calming the mind and relaxing the body has been something that I've relied on to elevate my vibration for the past 30 years. I don't know who I'd actually be without it. I don't even want to find out. It's a non-negotiable for me on a daily basis. So you can start small and even use the help of an app if meditation is new for you. There are so many great apps out there that promote meditation. I've used and like one called Headspace, but there are a ton out there. So you can just kind of poke around and see what resonates with you. But it's really all about tuning within, closing down those stimuluses and those outputs from external ways and means and methods, and really just tuning within and embracing what naturally bubbles up for you. So we know that like begets like. This is a fact. And we also know that we gravitate very naturally towards people, places, and things that feel good. We all want more of what increases our bliss and helps us feel more balanced and at ease. In fact, as entrepreneurs, elevating our vibration allows us to not only enjoy what we do every day, right? Kind of a crucial thing on our checklist, but it draws people towards us, and the right type of people. People that resonate with our message and have a sense of our value and purpose. And to me, there is nothing more powerful than that. Now, coupled with a few sharp business strategies, and you are golden. If you've been following my work, you know that I'm passionate about balance, about honoring the feminine fluidity while respecting and establishing the masculine, linear, logical foundations. We need both to create a thriving and sustainable business. I help clients with this in my Soul Print method, which is actually a style of coaching that I developed that harnesses intuition, energy, and mindset with soul force. So that's kind of the one side of the puzzle, but it combines it with strategies, marketing, and building blocks because we need that grounded foundation that everything can then be built upon it. It's a super effective yin-yang approach. And if you're interested in learning more, you can always DM me at kc@kcrossi.com. I will personally reply, and I look forward to connecting with you. So to recap, moment by moment, we are cultivating self-awareness. And when we do that, we have the power to change our state. By changing our state, we elevate our vibration. And elevating our vibration not only makes us feel better, but increases our impact and creates a positive ripple effect across the globe. No kidding. This ripple effect inspires others to step into their own power, question the status quo, and become curious about taking the theory out of the mind space and into the action realm. So key, so very key, because action breeds more action, which stimulates momentum. And we know as entrepreneurs, once we hit our stride and we get into that groove of momentum, that magical things can and will happen. So to committing to raising our vibration, and by doing so, participating in an elevation movement. All right, are you with me? I absolutely want to be a change agent that is a part of this elevation movement. If you're with me, let me know your favorite way to vibrate higher by dropping a comment in the Women Developing Brilliance Facebook group, where we always continue the conversations that we start here on the pod. All right, until next week, breathe joy. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I've been sharing listener feedback, and Mocha Latte 84 from the US says, loving this podcast. As a woman in business, I love hearing from other women about their journey and how they overcome. Being an entrepreneur is not always a linear process, and I breathed a sigh of relief knowing with perseverance I can do what I love and serve others. These ladies are so innovative in the business they have carved out of a need and their struggle. It's so fascinating. Great job, Casey. Thank you so much, Mocha Latte 84. It's awesome to hear your feedback, and thank you to everyone who listens to Women Developing Brilliance. If you'd like to leave a review, you can head to lovethepodcast.com/brilliance. That's lovethepodcast.com/brilliance. Thank you.